Good morning. I'm your friend Scotty Ray, and welcome to Scotty Ray's Morning Weather. It is Tuesday, June 23rd, as we move right along. A lot of things happened last night in the news going on in Washington, here, there, and yonder. We'll get into telling you about those here in just a few moments. But one of the main things that we're here to talk about is weather, and let's start that out. Brought to you by EMEPA, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative. As we go over to take a look at weather this morning, we're not showing any rain here in the Meridian area, back over to Jackson, even over to Shreveport. We start picking up some rain here around Jasper, Alabama, and that drifts on up toward Huntsville into Chattanooga area. Some light showers over in Arkansas. Bigger rain back here around Dallas, Fort Worth area, stretching down to around Waco in these areas. So we'll watch this rain here. As we turn to our forecast today, what do we expect today to happen? A 70% chance of showers, mainly after 1 o'clock this afternoon. So if you've got things to do this morning, go ahead and get those taken care of. It'll be partly sunny for most of the day, but that rain moves in after 1 o'clock. It'll continue through about 10 p.m. tonight and then taper off, low of around 69. Not quite so cool tonight. Tomorrow we get a 80% chance of showers to continue that. By Thursday, a 50%, ending the week, the work week rather, with a 30% chance of showers. Coming up, I'll recap everything of the extended forecast for the next 7 days and let you know on that. But again, if you've got something to do today, make sure to get that taken care of by 1 o'clock this afternoon before things start getting hairy and wet, and possibly some thunderstorm warnings with this. We'll watch that closely. Should it happen, we'll go live and give it to you street by street as it nears your home. I think most people know who Ronnie Dunn is. Do y'all know who I'm talking about? Brooks and Dunn used to be a country group. He made a comment on Facebook, and I did not see this at all, but he made the comment yesterday as he was walking through the television and on The View was on. I've never really watched that show, so I don't know much about it. But he made the comment that they were discussing tearing down Mount Rushmore because it had George Washington. That was one of the ones that bothered him. I think there was another one on there. I'd have to go back and look at the quote, but why should something like that even be considered? These are our founding fathers that are on Mount Rushmore. But that's what they're talking about. I don't think that you're wanting to do that. We'll see what Trump tweeted last night also here in a moment. It kind of deals with all of this of destruction and chaos that's going on in America. He sent out a warning, and we'll see what Trump has to say. And things that are changing, of course, this is probably old news to you by now, but Eskimo Pie is even saying that they're going to change their name because they think it's racist. Well, and I bring that back up because as we go to our first news story, two different family members of Aunt Jemima Serp have asked them to reconsider changing their likeness. Now, I did not know this until I got to digging into this, that it was several ladies that played the part of Aunt Jemima. Someone during the 1800s and numerous ones during the 1920s up to the 1950s did this. This lady here, Lillian Richard, did it for 23 years in her hometown in Texas. They've got a big plaque put up, and I think they have a big pancake celebration once a year with Serp. And another family that portrayed Aunt Jemima has sent them a letter and said, hey, we would really like you not to do this because we're proud of her heritage. We'll see what they do. It probably won't make a difference at this point, but two family members would like it to stay. I don't really know what else to say about it, but a lot of changes are happening nationwide. They've asked them not to do it. As we go to our next news story, this happened in a Walmart down in Orlando, and the video is out there, and I just didn't think to grab it this morning to show it to you. But this gentleman here in the picture is going into a Walmart. Now, as we know, you read stories all the time of managers that have chased thieves down, that have stolen and touched them. They get fired for touching, regardless whether they catch the bad guy or not. But the gentleman entered the store, rightfully wrong for not wearing his mask. He wanted in regardless. He pushed his way in, but the employee kept getting back at him and nudging him, and the guy does trip and fall. What happened to the don't touch policy? He could have called the cops. But that was a scene. It's something to watch. But he eventually did leave the store with the help of another shopper that ran the guy out. At the end of the day, if you go somewhere that requires a mask and you don't want to wear it, just go somewhere else that doesn't. There's bound to be somewhere that'll let you in. I see it done all the time in town. So it's your choice, but that got a little touchy there. We'll see what if Walmart does anything to the employee like they've done to other employees in the past. This is getting serious As we start looking at Georgia, they are one step now closer to abolishing county police departments. It passed the House. It now goes to the Senate. If it passes the Senate, it will go to the voters. This is not good, doing away with police departments. I know that there are areas that need looking at and changing, but to do away, not good. All eyes are upon Georgia on this. As Brett Favre made a comment, and he considered Colin Kaepernick a hero, and said, like Pat Tillman, he compared him to him. Pat Tillman, if that name doesn't ring a bell, was a football player that when 9/11 hit, he was touched by it and went and joined the military. He was killed by friendly fire, gave the ultimate sacrifice, gave up millions of dollars, and now Brett's going, well, I didn't mean that. He backtracks and says, I didn't mean to compare them. They're two different things. Kaepernick has stood up for what he believed in. It got kind of ugly there. Brett Favre. We'll see what happens next. This one probably disturbs me more than anything that I've seen in the news or even talked about. Shaun King, he worked for Bernie Sanders, and it seems like he at some point had a pretty big position with Bernie's campaign. He also at one point worked with Black Lives Matter, but he has called for, and he's a far-left activist, has called for the destruction of any statues that resemble Jesus that is white. He says they should be torn down. Now, to my knowledge, no one has done this. Let's hope that no one follows his advice and does this. But I posted this last night. If you want to see the full story, there's a link on my Facebook page, the whole story from Fox News about what he said, so there'll be no misunderstanding. But he says statues of Jesus should be torn down because they promote white supremacy. Jesus was Jewish. Anyway, I hope that no one follows this. And as I mentioned a moment ago, Trump tweeted a warning last night from the White House. They went in last night and attacked Andrew Jackson. This is the horse that you always see when they pan across in front of the White House, that park there, Lafayette Park. They tried to pull it down. It was a group of them. Military was sit in, stopped it, or police rather. They stopped this. And there is the Veterans Memorial Preservation Act that carries a 10-year sentence for tearing up property like this. Now, I'm just thinking, wouldn't this apply to all? You've had, let me see here, you've had even Grant has been torn down. Wouldn't that fall under this also? But so far, no one else in these other cities have done anything. Francis Scott Key has been pulled down as well. Columbus and countless others. We'll see, but he has sent out a tweet warning that there is a 10-year sentence. We'll see what becomes of that and where it goes.
During these challenging times, there are some things that you can count on every day. One of them is that Rick Justice Automotive will work hard to help you find just the right vehicle. Rick Justice has late model, low mileage vehicles and 72-month, 72,000-mile warranties available on all vehicles. Come see us today, and we'll show you how we've been helping your friends and relatives find the car, truck, or SUV that was right for them. We will earn your business.
Well, let's move on to something that's a little bit more happier this morning and not so depressing. And that's our friends out at Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville. Have you seen Joe lately? Drop it and see him. One of the friendliest folks that you'll ever meet in your life. And a great store, one of the cleanest you'll bump into that really care about their shoppers. Drop in and see them. This week's specials, these will end today. New ones will be out tomorrow. You can pick up on the Country Crock Spread Margarine, 15 ounce for $1.99 there. Also, those fresh strawberries from California, you can get the 1 pound box, 2 for $5. Great deal on that. Also, still those Coca-Cola products, you can get the 12-pack, 12-ounce cans, 2 for $9. Yeah. Also, the russet potatoes, you can get that 8-pound bag for $3.99 there at Piggly Wiggly. When it comes to baked beans, and we're getting ready for the 4th of July, you might want to go ahead and get stocked up on them in case there's a run on baked beans. But you can get the 18-ounce Piggly Wiggly cans, 2 for $3, along with the ketchup. You can get that 24-ounce bottle of Piggly Wiggly tomato ketchup for $1. Bargain there. Also, if you're needing charcoal to get ready, you can get the Piggly Wiggly briskets, 15.4-pound bag for $4.99. All of that happens at the Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville. Again, a very short drive. out 19, take a left at the four-way stop, and you'll be there. A great deli as well, starting at $3.99. You can get some great food there. Drop in them, see them. Steak night will be here before you know it. Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville is where you'll find all of that going on.
Scotty Ray's weather is brought to you by
Can't thank the sponsors enough for what they do in supporting us and getting this out each and every day. A big thank you on that. As we go back and recap what's going on with the weather this morning, again, this afternoon is when the rain will start. It'll be after 1 o'clock this afternoon. So if you've got something to do, make sure to do that before 1 o'clock this afternoon to make sure that you get everything done. We go back and look at our extended forecast there. We've got rain today, tomorrow. Oh, look at this, all the way through next Monday, some form of rain. So that's where we are. And again, this afternoon will be gusty. Probably a good chance there could be a thunderstorm warning issued at some point. If so, we'll break in and give you street-by-street coverage as it gets near you to make sure that you're safe and you're aware of everything. Thank you for spending part of your day with me here at Scotty Ray's Weather. Appreciate it. Like, share, and invite your friends from your list there so that they'll be informed what's going on also.